a great deal of bloodletting going on in Kerala. Reports have come in of CPM cadre unleashing their fury, their bigotry on the RSS. We're also being told that the RSS is reciprocating in kind. The scene has led to a bloodbath on both sides. The politics, however, is once again clouding the picture. But that's a little immaterial. It's immaterial because right now, as of today, the charges are being borne by the left. That's right. The Bharatiya Janata Party has gone on an offensive. No less a personage than the Union Finance Minister, perhaps the most powerful minister in the Modi cabinet, has taken up cudgels on behalf of the RSS, demanding accountability from the government of Kerala. Many left liberals who came out in support of victims of oppression in other states today are silent. That's right, absolutely quiet. The Award Vapsi Brigade, for instance, has not even come out with a statement. The left, which was first to support individuals like Kanhaiya Kumar and others in JNU, who stood up for the rights of terrorists, are silent. Left hotheads spewing hate against RSS members living in Kerala. Pictures have emerged. It's all on camera. Listen in to the blood-curdling bigotry. That was truly blood-curdling. And when you think really that these individuals are saying these things, walking through an open street, that's what really makes it even more fearsome. Can you imagine a mob of people saying this, walking down the streets of at least this town in Kerala? The impunity to say this comes with the guarantee that there's protection. One would have expected the boss, or at least a senior leader like Sitaram Yechury of the CPM, to condemn this. He's a man who has established his credentials, speaking up for the disenfranchised. He has established his credentials speaking up for the Kanhaiya Kumars. He has established his credentials speaking up for Afzal Guru and others. One would have expected him, therefore, to apply the same yardsticks and condemn some of his own party rank and file that is heard on these tapes. We are not saying this. The RSS has released these tapes. The BJP has released these tapes. They're available on social media. They're certified according to the agencies to be true. And if it is the case, then one would have expected Mr. Yechury to come out and condemn this. Instead, listen to what he says.
What is the state-sponsored violence? They have a double tongue and a double speak. This entire round of violence began with their attack on a victory procession the day the election results were announced after the assembly elections. They killed one of our CPM comrades and they injured many. Some of them are still in hospital, more than 6 months. As of now, 13 people were murdered by the RSS belonging to us, and always the initiative has been taken by the RSS. And this is the part and parcel of their planned strategy that they can expand their social base only through creating terror and violence.
Mr. Yechury knows, he's a pacifist by nature. He knows that to justify violence in the name of violence is perhaps the worst thing you can do at a time like this. An eye for an eye, Mahatma Gandhi said, will make the world blind. Instead of coming out and saying very clearly, this is unacceptable, he cites past precedents. Retributive violence, ladies and gentlemen, is not the answer. Taking a position, a principled stand today is the solution. Let's throw this open. Let's throw this open. Dr. Patra of the Bharatiya Janata Party with us. Colonel R.S.N. Singh, author and strategic affairs expert, is with us. Suneet Chopra, senior leader of the CPIM, as also Devashri Jararia, member of the IT cell of the BSP. Now, I want to first begin with Devashri Jararia. Mr. Jararia, you have spoken out in defense of Muslim minorities who were hacked to death, lynched by mobs. When you see these pictures of obvious intimidation, blood-curdling bigotry, would you not take a position today and say this is unacceptable to you?
Exactly. In a country like India, which is a triumph of peace, I will certainly condemn all this. Killing on the name of political ideologies is condemnable. In any sense, if you belong to any party, any ideology, you can't justify violence. The violence is not a solution of violence. As you have already said, that an eye for eye.
Rational individual such as you, who has stood with Kanhaiya Kumar, who has stood with Shehla Rashid and others, if you can take this stand, what is stopping
Nothing is stopping. Nothing is stopping
other left liberals from speaking out against this? Because there has been radio silence. And let's pull out some of those graphics. At one time, some of these so-called ultra-left liberals have come out and made scathing attacks on those who have violated the fundamental rights of X or Y minority or group. Here, radio silence. Why, sir?
No,
Why this
there is no radio silence.
Why are your friends like Kanhaiya Kumar? Look at this. This is Sitaram Yechury. Then, growing intolerance under Modi government. RSS false propaganda in Kerala. Look at this. This is it. Look at Rahul Gandhi. BJP has brought an era of intolerance. Silence on the murder of not just one RSS worker, several. In fact, he says that the RSS is a terror organization. Let's have a look at other examples. There they are. Shehla Rashid, a friend of yours, I believe. Growing intolerance, a threat to India. Silent on murder of RSS worker. Why? Why, Mr. Jararia, why?
No,
do these people only view human rights through a political lens? Simple question. Are they? Look at Kanhaiya Kumar, another friend of yours. India needs freedom from intolerance. Silence on the murder of RSS worker. Are they blind to tyranny?
If India needs freedom from intolerance, it does also mean about Kerala. Nobody is silent. See, you have to look.
I don't hear one word of condemnation from
I am sitting here in front of you. On the national channel, I am saying that
have you tweeted before this? Have you tweeted before this? Condemning the violence in Kerala?
I have been at your shows. I have already.
I don't think you have. Have you tweeted? Have you shown me one statement, Mr. Jararia, today? under the force of those pictures, you have done a convenient U-turn.
We have been fighting against the mob lynchings
show me one statement
since last
you
June.
have made. This is not today's violence.
We have drafted a law.
Mr. Jararia,
we have drafted a law. We have
full of holes.
We have given the copy of the law to the Prime Minister.
No, 1 second.
And we are against on this channel, on the national channel, I'm saying that
you have been on my shows. You have been on my shows.
Masuka.
Mr. Jararia, give me 30 seconds. You have been on my shows saying that it's about, at the end of the day, no law. It's about, and you have said these words, and I remember them because I pulled out the research. You've said at the end of the day, it's about political will to enforce the law. Here is a situation where an entire troop of people, and you can see them. No, so 1 second. 1 second, Mr. Jararia, 1 second. Please, give me 30 seconds. You are seeing an entire troop of people walking. They have not even bothered to mask their faces or their intentions.
Exactly.
No case against them. Suneet Chopra, why no case? Jararia today, one of your fellow co-travelers says, this is unacceptable. Why is your boss man coming out and saying that no, we are only reacting to what we have perceived to be directed towards us in the past? I'm asking you, Mr. Chopra, you stood for Afzal Guru.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Chopra, go ahead.
I can't hear you.
I'm asking you, why silent? Why are you silent today? Why is the left today not being able to rise? No. Why is the left today not being able to rise over partisan politics and take a position and say to its own cadre, this is unacceptable, and we will book these individuals who are screaming in the streets of Kerala, bloody murder?
Now,
I'm asking you.
Will you let me answer?
Respond to me.
Will you let me answer? I have just come back from Kerala. Will you let me answer? The main thing is, the issue in Kerala is the normal practice of mafia-type activity by the BJP. Their convener of the state cooperative cell has been caught taking a bribe of 5.6 crore. MT Ramesh did the same thing for getting a medical college accepted. In Trichure, BJP leaders were printing fake notes. Now the state...
What has that got to do with murder, political murder? Mr. Chopra, I'm asking you a particular question. It's a very pointed question. I don't beat around the bush on India up front.
I'll tell you.
Upfront question. There is political violence. There are people out there, Mr. Chopra, who are demanding. Excuse me.
You must learn to listen to other people's arguments.
For what?
Apart from
Mr. Chopra.
Media.
Mr. Chopra, there is an urgent need. There is an urgent, immediate need to call for restraint, not some long-winded diatribe. Answer the question. I've asked you a direct question, Mr. Chopra. The question is straight. Why do you not condemn left-back-sponsored violence? I'm asking you this question.
Do you know that the Chief Minister arrested people right away? He met the RSS leaders, he met the BJP leaders, and they all decided that this thing must stop. As for the figures of Kerala are 13 and 14. And I can tell you, the figures of Jharkhand are much worse for political murder.
Oh my God.
The BJP, wherever it is in power, or wherever it is trying to get to power, is using murder as a weapon. In Karnataka, 13 people of the RSS were killed by a rival group. So
that justifies butchery in Kerala? So it justifies butchery in Kerala, is it?
We are trying to keep it in control.
So let me bring in. Okay, so fine. It justifies. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's exactly what I was saying when I began this show. Mr. Jararia has the sense, Mr. Chopra has the sense to rise above partisanship. The problem today, the problem for the left today is the growing influence of the BJP in the state of Kerala, which has left you completely perturbed. And that's what we're seeing. Anyhow, let me bring in the BJP. The BJP needs to respond. You have violence in your other states. No, 1 second. Let me bring him in. Mr. Chopra, let me bring him in. The left today says because it's happening in BJP ruled states, it's okay. In the left ruled state, in fact, incidences of violence are greater in BJP ruled states. How would you respond to this? How do you respond to this, sir?
First, Rahul, my sincerest thanks from the depth of my heart that for the first time we are debating an issue which has been left untouched for such a long period of time. Rahul, it's very painful that killing of RSS and BJP workers in Kerala has been normalized to an extent, normalized by the CPM in particular to an extent that even discussions about it is not deemed to be fit. You know, Rahul, I mean, Mr. Suneet Chopra was stating that the Bharatiya Janata Party acts as a mafia and that's the reason as to why we have deaths. If you would go into the history of the Kerala battlefield, or I would rather say the killing fields of Kerala, the first such incident took place way back in 1948 when Guru Golwarkar ji, the RSS Sarasanghchanak, was Suneet Chopra ji, Mr. Suneet Chopra, I was not speaking when you were speaking. Please be tolerant to other views. Don't lynch me and don't tackle me in the debate. For God's sake, don't make this debate a killing field. For God's sake, don't make this debate an intolerant killing field as you have made everywhere else wherever the left is in power. I heard you very patiently. Please hear me out. Since 1948, this has been going on in Kerala, and the first murder of RSS worker took place in 1969. And do you know, Mr. Rahul Shivshankar, as to who was the person who was alleged in the first murder? Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan and Mr. Kodiyan Balakrishnan, both of them, one secretary of the CPM and one of them today, the chief minister, were the first alleged murderers of the RSS workers.
Now, gentlemen,
runs that deep.
Gentlemen, I anticipated that we would get into a macabre statistics game, one versus the other, and I'm not interested in that. Now, 1 second. We are today discussing liberal hypocrisy. 1 second, Mr. Chopra, stop steamrolling. Please stop steamrolling. This is about liberal hypocrisy. This is about liberals who cannot take a position beyond their own party lines. No, this is where the problem is. No, I'm not letting you finish because, sir, you're not addressing my question. We have finite time on this debate. This is not a lecture podium in Delhi University or in JNU where you can rant on and on for 6 years.
And then decide.
No, please. There is no position here. I'm asking you, why is the liberal? Why do liberals not take a position? Okay.
Chopra did not allow me to complete. I just had to make this one single point. Mr. Chopra, with folded hands, I request you, please don't lynch us. Please allow me to speak, and then you can rebut me. Number one, Rahul, look at the hypocrisy of the so-called liberal gang. I mean, the hypocrisy runs to this extent that only recently, last week, when Rajesh was killed, Rajesh was also Dalit. I feel so pained to bring in the cast of a dead body, but Rajesh was also Dalit. He was stabbed 40 times. His hands and his legs were chopped off, and he was left to die. Well, when Rohit Vemula committed suicide, wrong, absolutely wrong. But the whole country's left brigade and the Award Wapsi gang was on the street for a march. They wrote articles in newspapers, but not a single person of the Award Wapsi gang, Mr. Prem Chopra,
I want to answer BJP spokesperson.
So naturally, all this pseudo-liberals, they have a narrative to run. And the narrative is extremely selective, and that's the reason
we need to look beyond party lines if we want to evolve as a democracy. I want to bring in Colonel RSN. Colonel RSN, liberal hypocrisy is on test today. Liberal hypocrisy needs to be questioned and shown the mirror. Tonight, there have been incidences where Hindus have been butchered, where majority community members have been killed, where Dalit members not belonging to political parties that some of the left liberals support or are part of, but it doesn't prick their conscience. I want to ask you, sir, why? Why do you believe this is the case?
That's your prejudice.
No, in your previous debate on Hurriyat, you know, certain leaders visiting Hurriyat conference, I was really surprised. I mean, no, I was not surprised because I know there won't. I mean, you saw the, you know, communist representative and others. you know, castigating the union government and, you know, batting for the Hurriyat. So one, you know, gets I mean, one is bound to ask the question that why is it so that there are certain ideologies like, you know, the communist ideologies which, you know, anything that hurts the nation, anything that torments the nation, you know, is so dear to them. And the reason I suppose is because these are both jihadism and communism are imported ideologies. Sunil Chopra's, you know, ancestors, his father did not know about communism. His grandfather did not know communism. And these both jihadism and communism have, you know, violence inherent in them. And the next consequence of violence of any ideology is terrorism. And that is why you have left-wing terrorism and you have jihadi terrorism. And Rahul,
let me ask Mr. Chopra, very fair point. One second, very fair point. Mr. Chopra, have you ever condemned Tiananmen Square massacre? Have you condemned Stalinistic purges? Have you ever condemned the Maoist cultural revolution? No, I'm asking you. You condemn leftist terror first.
International movements, international agendas.
Don't ask me. I don't stand on a soapbox, sir, in JNU. I don't stand on a soapbox in JNU.
It is a war between
you
and me. I belong to the nationalist agenda. You belong to an internationalist movement. And let's have a war. I'm at war with you. Tell your cadres and tell Sitaram Yechury also that I, RSN Singh, and many like me are at war. At war with this, you know, violence.
War against what, sir? War against an ideology.
Hypocrisy.
War against an ideology.
Liberal hypocrisy.
No, there is
liberal
hypocrisy in this.
Institutionalized leftist violence.
You should ask a second question also, that why RSS is not condemning all these things.
No, why don't you ask Mr. Jararia? Why don't you ask Chopra if he has actually condemned Tiananmen Square, if he has condemned Stalinistic purges, if he has condemned Pol Pot, if he has condemned, one second, if he has condemned the leftist guerrillas that operated in South America? No, these individuals have actually taken their brief.
Hitler would have destroyed you.
There you go. There you go. Stalin is getting a podium. Stalin is getting a podium. Stalin is getting a podium. That's all that needs to be said. Well, sir, tomorrow, no, one second.
They are my comrades.
You follow Hitler.
Shocking. Shocking.
Don't believe it.
Mr. Chopra, I'm completely shocked today. Two evils need to be condemned equally, and you are actually trying to draw a distinction between them. Do you know how many people Stalin sent to the gulags? Including, sir, and many people will say this, including the Prince of Patriots was sent to the gulag by Stalin. No, one second. Even the great legendary Subhash Chandra Bose is said to have died at the hands of Stalin. Even he.
Not a question of Stalin.
Yes.
Hitler did much worse.
Oh, no, of course it isn't for you, because it's inconvenient for you to look up at history and accept the fact that some of you individuals who stand up for so-called human rights have blood on your hands.
By saying that...
Now, one second, I want to bring in Dr. Sambit Patra. Dr. Sambit Patra, inevitably, Mr. Jararia will ask you, so when have you come out and actually taken a position against so-called violence that has been instigated or perhaps carried out by the Bajrang Dal or by other fringe elements or even elements within the Sangh Parivar? That's the question he's going to ask you, because it is politically convenient to change the subject. You may as well supply the answer, sir.
Rahul, I'm surprised. We are discussing such an important, sensitive issue, and yet we have fallen to such abysmally low level where we want to compare violences. As far as Bajrang Dal issue is concerned...
No, we are not comparing violence. We are denying violence on every stage.
Sir, please let me complete.
On every stage we are denying violence.
Complete, sir. Let's not speak over each other.
When I asked you about Masuka, you never responded to me.
In
Let,
several
my God,
debates, I
why
have
does
asked you to
Masuka come
respond
over here?
on
Let me
Masuka.
please speak. Rahul, you can ask him the question. I don't want to shout in this sensitive
If you are asking about,
Can I speak, Mr. Jararia? You don't have to yell like this. You wait for your turn. Be a good behaved spokesperson, sir. I never spoke when you were speaking, did I? Number one, let me complete. Number one, Rahul, this is abysmally low when we compare violences. If you are tangentially pointing towards Gorakshaks and cow vigilantism, let me tell you, it was the Prime Minister who not once or twice, but on 3 occasions condemned such incidences. But what's happening in Kerala is something to which the left and the Liberal Brigade has conveniently closed its eyes to an extent where the mainstream does not even discuss and think that Kerala is an issue. More than 200 murders in the last few decades. And over here, in 2017, we have a final debate in Kerala. That is irony. And do you know, when the judges of Kerala High Court have sentenced the murderers of RSS workers to life imprisonment, there has been an attack on judges also. They are not even tolerant to judges. The same people who are saying कि अफजल गुरु हम शर्मिंदा है, तुम्हारे कातिल जिंदा है. कौन है तुम्हारे कातिल? Supreme Court के judges. The same people attack the judges of the High Court to an extent that the judges have to be given protection there in Kerala. And today they preach us tolerance. What kind of tolerance are you preaching over here, Mr. Suneet Chopra? What kind of
Why don't you
tolerance?
respond?
Sir,
Why don't you respond?
Sir,
Mr. Chopra, Mr. Jararia, respond.
If you see the tapes, you see that
Respond,
hate mongering is there. And in our law, we have mentioned the hate mongering, we have mentioned the mobs, we have mentioned the lynching. Why you are not supporting that? Why you are not supporting?
Saroj Giri will also be joining the panel. Saroj Giri will be joining the panel. Delhi University Professor Saroj Giri will be joining the panel. But I'm asking you, Mr. Jararia, no, 1 second. Mr. Jararia.
Single line, and you are saying you have mentioned in your memorandum. Mayawati ji has released a memorandum. I'm unaware of any memorandum released by Mayawati ji.
Mayawati has released a memorandum condemning violence.
1 second, Mr. Jararia.
Condemning violence?
Let's look at this. Let's look at this. 1 second. Let's look at this. Let's look at this from the perspectives that have been introduced into this debate.
Why is it that Dalits called as Rajesh does not matter to you while you have a whole lot of things to say?
Why does not matter? It does matter, sir. It does matter to us. That's why we are saying that please bring the law, enact the law.
Can I ask you a question? No, 1 second. Let me ask a point-blank question. Mr. Jararia.
Why are you not bringing the law?
Mr. Jararia, how many seats did Mayawati have 5 years ago in Uttar Pradesh?
Some 21 seats.
How many seats does she have today?
She has no seats right now.
If you are such an upholder of Dalit rights, tell me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where have the votes gone?
Sir,
where have the votes gone? I'm asking you, where have the votes gone? Why are the Dalits not supporting somebody who ostensibly speaks up for them? How is this? I'm asking you, isn't this extremely strange? So what ideology?
It's a social
Obviously,
movement.
the ideology,
it's a social movement of
obviously,
upliftment of the weaker section.
the individuals who were supposed to be supporting Miss Mayawati on the back of ideology don't believe she's ideologically pure anymore. That's the basic bottom line assessment. When you tell me that a particular party had more than 20 seats and today there's zero. I'm asking you now, Mr. Chopra. You stood up. You supposedly stood up for minority rights in Bengal. You were secular. Where are you in Bengal today, sir? 5 years ago. No, Mr. Chopra, I want to ask you, let's have this out. Let's have this out. Because we are constantly being told that we are unfair. That individuals such as I, such as others, who subscribe to a particular philosophy, no, 1 second, are hate mongers. Now I'm asking you, sir, why is it that, 1 second, Mr. Jararia, I'm asking you the same question. 1 second. The Masuka law that you're talking about is up for public debate.
Yes.
Okay. There is a process, and that process needs to. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. There are other laws. There are other laws. There are other laws.
Tell me one law where lynching is defined.
So tell me something.
Tell me one law where move is defined.
Are you? No, 1 second. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is this law about minority appeasement?
No,
I'm asking you this question.
It's not.
Then there are other laws.
If there is a lynching with Rajesh, it will deal with it.
1 second. There is a communal violence bill. There is a communal violence bill which pretty much has the same intent and focus as your bill. Why don't you support that? Why bring in Masuka?
Because
are you pandering once again, sir, to a particular constituency? I'm asking you this question.
No, exactly.
I think you are. Because there are laws. There are laws on the record books. There are laws that address this issue. However,
ask the central government to bring the law.
Why Masuka? This is where liberal hypocrisy is coming out. This is the reason why, sir, you are losing support. This is why Mayawati's party from 21 has gone down to 0. That's the problem. And we need to be looking at that. 1 second. I need to take a short break here at this point. 1 second, gentlemen. I need to take a short break. Saroj Giri joins the panel. We come back to this. Don't go away.
I have a problem with open-ended questions. Questions that allow for obfuscation.
You have not answered any of my questions. You have danced and deflected. Don't make us wear dunce caps, sir.
Questions that don't yield the hard fact.
What would you have had Major Gogoi do? Should he have opened fire? I'm asking you, should he have opened fire? Yes or no?
Because only the absolute fact will clinch the argument.
15 judges have sat in judgment of Pakistan. Were you about to commit premeditated murder?
Only airtight questions bring closure.
Here is a meticulous register of payments which goes straight into the Hurriyat office. Is the Hurriyat nothing more but the Dalal of Pakistan?
Why settle for anything less? Demand the absolute hard fact.
No one knows their true metal until it's been tested. Until it emerges from the fiery chasm of experience, as it flows through the true course of credibility. Until it gives form to raw insights, striking every lead with full force on the anvil of journalistic integrity, fortifying your trust with our principles and values. We know our true metal because you've tested it. Time's now. Action begins.
Blood-curdling video that India must hear because it shows you the animus that runs through the veins of certain political parties that subscribe to what they call is the liberal outlook. That's right. Left hate hotheads caught out. This is liberalism as the left interprets it. Let's just play this. have to say, I don't have the stomach for this visceral hate that was spewed on the streets very openly. I can only imagine what must have gone through some of the bystanders who do not subscribe to the leftist ideology in this particular neck of the woods in Kerala. Now, one would have expected, had this happened in JNU, for instance, had the ABVP shouted slogans, you would have had a shutdown in JNU, you would have had the Award Vapsi Brigade come out and write letters perhaps to the president of this country, the prime minister of this country, shut down campuses. You would have had coordinated strikes across the length and breadth of India, and many university campuses would have lit what would have been candle marches, would have gone on candle marches, lit candlesticks, held vigils, called for the end of tyranny, especially majoritarian tyranny. However, these protests have been met by silence. No Kanhaiya Kumars, no Kavita Krishnans, no Templars of the liberal left have come out and condemned. Because it's convenient, you see, it's convenient to be silent. Perhaps some political compulsion.
Have you been able
Mr. Chopra, two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right. You have been caught on camera. Your cadre.
ये सब hate mongering नहीं करता, इसके सबूत भी तो आपको दिखाने चाहिए सर. You should show this. RSS के cadres में क्या होता है वो भी दिखाना चाहिए.
1 second.
वहाँ पर क्या चलता है वो भी दिखाना चाहिए.
This is a test because you bring that out. Anytime there are any RSS workers who purportedly are spewing hate, the left liberals will stand up there and they will say this is happening. No. And you should. I am. We are. In fact, no one actually holds a candle. No, hang on. The Prime Minister has come out. No, 1 second. The Prime Minister has come out several moments. Today, the story is hitting the national headlines because, and we are discussing, we have the liberty to discuss liberal hypocrisy tonight.
Exactly.
And I am making this an issue on prime time, and I'm asking Saroj Giri, 1 second. We've heard, no, 1 second. 1 second, sir. 1 second, please. The left, if it was so relevant today, would have been winning election after election. If your ideology, excuse me, if your message and ideology was so credible, excuse me, if your message or ideology was so credible, you would have swept the election, sir, across the length and breadth of this country. But you're being rejected. The BSP spokesperson is saying that his own political party in a matter of 5 years has gone down to 0.
So what?
The Congress party
at one point in time, BJP has only 2 seats left in this country.
One second.
Yet they are surviving today.
That is because they also indulged in a particular form of politics which they have decided to reject.
आपने क्या भविष्य देखा है क्या? आपने भविष्य देखा हो तो बताइए.
It's not about that.
जब हमारा भविष्य आएगा हम भी देखेंगे.
And today, sir, you are distinguishing yourself through your hypocrisy, and it is being established on this show. Now I'm going across to Saroj Giri. Give me the liberty of asking him a couple of questions. Mr. Saroj Giri, you're a professor in Delhi University, sir, associate professor to be exact. Now I want to ask you, 1 second, Mr. Chopra, don't get carried away. 1 second. Now I'm asking you, Mr. Saroj Giri, have you organized a candlelight march on your campus in support of those who have lost their lives at the hand of leftist violence? Straight, direct question.
Okay, can I answer you? Rahul, about, I didn't know that you were going to ask me about the Kerala situation. I thought you called me for a different topic. But even if that is the case, what I want to say about this Kerala
since we have accessed this tape,
is that
it brings out in urgent.
No,
1 second. I just want to correct the. I want to correct the impression.
Are you speaking over me? Can I just answer?
I'm terribly sorry. 1 second, Mr. Giri. I'm terribly sorry for changing the topic of the debate. The tape, us accessing the tape brings a completely new dimension to this debate. Yes. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
That's okay. Now let me answer your question. Yeah, so what I want to say, Rahul, is that, you see, I have once heard one lecture by a RSS leader from Kerala, and let me share what the RSS leader from Kerala told in the audience. This was in Delhi University. There was this very big program, and there were actually victims of left violence from Kerala, families, women, the children who had come over. So the RSS leader from Kerala, I think his name was Mr. Uday Kumar or something, I'm not so sure about it. What he said was very pertinent, and I think we should all consider in this debate. And he said that in Kerala, the CPM is attacking the RSS, of course, but it is apparently also attacking the CPI leaders. It's also attacking the Congress. So RSS leaders have also talked to the CPI, you know, the Communist Party of India, that the CPM is behaving like a killing machine, and it is attacking not just RSS but also CPI and Congress leaders. So
shocking,
my sense
but
is
not out of character.
We cannot see it.
They've done it in China.
Left
They've done it in communist Russia.
RSS. They've done it in going on in Kerala.
They've done it in. They've done it in Latin America.
One more thing. Let me tell you. One more thing, let me tell you, because you see what I am from West Bengal, so I know what CPM has done in West Bengal in Nandigram and Singur. So CPM has often acted like the RSS. So in that sense, RSS and CPM, when it comes to indulging in violence, has often been kind of the same, irrespective of the ideology which is left-wing and right-wing.
There you go, Mr. Chopra, completely exposed.
Let me tell you that the RSS, hold on.
Your mask is being stripped off. Your faces. Stripped off your faces. So one second, Mr. Giri, 1 second. We'll take it one step at a time. No, 1 second. We'll take it one step at a time. Today we are focusing on the silence of the great liberal left. No, well, we can all look. The RSS is there.
No, I am a left. I am not.
No, 1 second.
Can I just come in for a quick second?
That the CPM has done this, and what the CPM did in Nandigram and Singur is there for everyone.
So now just hold your thoughts. But 1 second, just hold your thoughts. We'll take it step by step. Yes, sir. No one is denying it. There are enough statistics to tell you, and I'm sorry to refer to them, that the RSS has also gone about and has been implicated in the killing of certain leftist people. No one is denying that here. So but today we are questioning liberal leftist hypocrisy. 1 second. 1 second. Left liberal hypocrisy today is... 1 second. Left liberal hypocrisy today is under the scanner, and we need to establish that there are no angels on this left liberal side. There are no angels. They masquerade as such. There are no humanists and angels. They are only opportunists. 1 second. Only opportunists. 1 second. Mr. Giri, 1 second, please. Do not interfere, please. I want to bring in Mr. Chopra and Dr. Sambit Patra. First, Mr. Chopra, respond. Mr. Giri unmasked you in West Bengal, shown the mirror to you. Now respond, sir.
He has shown no mirror to me. I have seen West Bengal in many periods, and I know what happened. The left had to defend itself. And the point is that the left has constantly been under attack and defending itself. Even now in Kerala, the Chief Minister first met the RSS. Then he met all political parties. No Chief Minister of BJP.
If you spoke for the minorities, if you spoke for the moderates,
allow me to ask a question to
why are you out of power in West Bengal? Not for the first term, but for the second term also. You're gone. Yeah, ask a question to Mr. Chopra. Mr. Giri is asking you a question.
Can I make a quick point?
Yes, yes.
Thereafter, Mr.
Go
Giri
ahead.
can ask the question.
Can I come in?
Mr. Chopra, can I ask you a question?
You are not in power only with seats. Please.
Mr. Chopra, can I ask you a question? Are you hearing me?
Ask
Mr.
him
Chopra,
the question.
What I want to ask
Mr. Giri, he's hearing.
You are on the left, I am on the left. So there is no quarrel there. Okay. We are agreed that RSS is a fascist organization, killer organization. But the question I want to ask you, Mr. Chopra...
Killer organization? After all those killings that you all have done in Kerala, RSS is a killer organization. It's an irony.
We can never forget that.
It's an irony,
what they are
Mr.
doing in Kerala. The CPM is also apparently, I might be wrong on this.
We have lost more than 200 of our men in the last few decades. And here you are...
defend RSS, Mr. Patra.
Not more than 200.
The whole country knows what RSS stands for.
No, forget about the
whole country knows what you all are
Dr.
doing,
Patra,
and that's the reason as to why you all are...
Let him also respond. Dr. Patra and Colonel RSN. 1 second, Dr. Patra. 1 second, let him speak. Dr. Patra. Dr. Patra, come in.
Today, I believe this is a very important debate, so facts have to be brought to the table. A very important fact which needs to be stated over here, you would be astonished to know, Mr. Rahul, that there are party villages called as party villages in Kerala, approximating almost 44, where you cannot have entry if you do not belong to the CPM cadre. No other ideology is allowed to enter into these party villages. You can just Google. Those who do not know, I request all the audience of Times Now, also the viewers of Times Now, please Google and see the research work on party villages. There, even the newspaper that is dropped into the houses is decided by the CPM. If you choose any other newspaper than that is prescribed by the CPM, you would be harmed. And right now, what you are showing on your screen, Mr. Rahul Shivashankar, the kind of dialogues that is being, the kind of slogans that is being raised by the CPM workers, warning the mothers that your sons would be lost.
Let's hear it, because India needs to hear this.
If they buy any other ideology apart from the CPM ideology,
India needs to hear.
In front of us, why do you need any evidence against that?
For doing it.
Okay, 1 second. Let's play out that tape once again. Hold your thoughts. Listen to the blood-curdling. No, 1 second. Listen to the. No, 1 second, gentlemen. Listen to the blood-curdling venom that is being spewed. Let's listen. Sunit Chopra, you still have time to denounce. 1 second, you still have time to denounce. 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 You must have children, sir. No, you must have children, sir.
Rahul.
1 second, Mr. Giri, 1 second. I'm focusing on Mr. Chopra. 1 second, Mr. Giri.
Something that is against
you will not denounce.
The Chief Minister of Kerala, what he has said. He has pointed out that we will establish peace by discussing.
Colonel R.S.N. Singh. Colonel R.S.N. Singh, would you like to respond to him?
Yes. Yeah, look, Rahul, I mean, this is not the first time, since the formation of Communist Party of India. By the way, some of the nationalists at that time, like Satya Bhakt, had said that it should be Indian Communist Party. So it's an imported ideology, based on international agenda. So the seditious agenda is nothing new. RSS even now, do you know in Darjeeling, and I can tell you with some insight that they in collusion with China are involved in the upheaval that you see in Darjeeling to facilitate China's strategic course of creating one belt, one road through the Siliguri corridor. These fellows, I mean, I have no faith in them. The second point is Mr. Chopra is sitting here. You can ask him. You can ask him a simple question: that do you suggest that China should withdraw from Chumbi Valley unconditionally? You ask him, he will not say yes or no. He will
no. I don't need to even go that far. Here is more left liberal hypocrisy. No, 1 second, gentlemen. Silent, please. Give me 30 seconds. Here is more left liberal. Let's lower the faders. Here is more left liberal. Here is more left liberal hypocrisy at a time when India should be standing as one to denounce those that are being paid by Pakistan, for instance, to bleed this country. You have left liberals who come out and give them a podium. This is the hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play it out.
Why should we tell you that?
So is it on the table?
Why should we tell you that? Why should we tell you that? Nothing has been decided. So this is what you are trying to do. I know your channel's editorial policy.
So is it on the table?
I am not going to say anything to you. I already told you nothing has been decided. The dates are still being in the works. The program is not even being chalked out. So you are asking me questions. This is nothing but to kill the story. You have decided to demonize these poor Hurriyat leaders. If there is a wrongdoing, no. Let me make it very clear. Let me make it very clear. If there is a wrongdoing,
you have decided, she says, to demonize poor Hurriyat leaders. Yes, you can't condemn bloodletting by your own cadre in Kerala, and you can't bring yourself to condemn anti-nationals in Kashmir, from Kerala to Kashmir, Kashmir to Kerala. Hypocrisy unmasked. We leave it at that. The news are coming up with Navika Kumar.